Tonight, a long debate at City Hall.
As an employer, we're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
But in the end, a mandate asking municipal workers to return to the office 5 days a week in January will remain in place. What does that mean for those employees still needing a flexible arrangement? With federal employees back in the office more and more,
we have been worried for months, if not years, that there hasn't been a clear accommodation strategy.
A plan to sell off or lease surplus office space has been derailed and will be scaled down dramatically. And an Ottawa man charged by the RCMP with accessing the personal data of the Prime Minister.
And having systems to prevent, fraudulent access to anyone's file is something that we should all be concerned about.
CTV News confirming a 23-year-old was arrested in July and faces various charges, including fraud, over $5,000. Good evening. The back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa workers is here to stay. Despite one councillor's efforts to rescind the mandate, council voting today to confirm the plan by the city manager to send employees back to the office 5 days a week in January, while allowing for flexibility for hybrid work arrangements. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with more. Caitlin.
Patricia, for city workers, it's not just about policy. It's about balance, family, and the flexibility some have relied on since the pandemic. Today, council voted to keep the city manager's authority to make decisions about staffing, but asked her to encourage managers to be flexible. Unions representing government workers rallying outside City Hall, protesting the city manager's plan to bring staff back to the office 5 days a week.
The City of Ottawa is very clear. They were very happy with the work that our members do. There was no evidence and no inkling that there was a need to switch gears.
For Ahmed Lockman, hybrid work makes the job more manageable.
I'm able to get to work faster. I'm there already, and then I can come in a better frame of mind, and I can really focus on my work, and I'm not distracted by just the office chatter.
Inside council chambers, Councillor Jeff Leaper's motion to rescind the 5-day office mandate never even made it to a vote. Instead, councillors voted to stand by City Manager Wendy Stephenson's authority to make staffing decisions, but also asked her to encourage managers to accommodate and even maintain hybrid work arrangements wherever possible.
We're going to ensure that we're taking everything into consideration when we're looking at the requests that come in with respect to hybrid work.
Rather than seeming like the one-size-fits-all 5-day-a-week return to the office, we have that useful clarity that, in fact, hybrid work will continue.
Stephenson says there will be flexibility for workers, adding the mandate isn't about productivity, it's about work culture. But some councillors argue the clash is less about culture and more about politics, after the Ford government set its own timeline to bring back provincial employees full-time.
Did Doug Ford or Doug Ford's chief of staff or any official with the province of Ontario ever request of you that you change anything about our workplace policies?
No, Mayor.
It's not City Council's responsibility to make decisions about workplace arrangements and about individual employees. I think a lot of clarity was provided in the last few days.
The city says around 93% of city staff are already in the workplace daily, impacting only a minority of city workers. For the rest, the decision lies with individual managers, leading up to a January 1st start date. So while the 5-day mandate remains in place, council's message today was clear. They want managers to show flexibility. For employees, it could mean hybrid work could continue, but only if their manager or supervisor agrees. Patricia?
CTV's Caitlin Wilson live for us tonight. Thank you. And you can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on the back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa employees. Well, an Ottawa man is facing charges for allegedly accessing the personal data of the Prime Minister. The RCMP says a 23-year-old RBC employee used the bank's IT services to gain unauthorized access to Mark Carney's banking profile for criminal purposes. CTV's Abigail Beeman has the details.
It all started in July with a tip-off complaint from RBC to the Mounties. Police accused then-bank employee Ibrahim El Hakim of accessing, among other things, Prime Minister Mark Carney's personal data. The 23-year-old faces 4 charges: fraud over $5,000, unauthorized use of computer, identity theft, and trafficking in identity information. RCMP won't say if they believe the suspect is linked to organized crime.
This is the Prime Minister's financial information. And what I gather from this is that this is clearly information that could be potentially leveraged by what we call a threat actor.
The case is being handled by the RCMP's Integrated National Security Enforcement Team, but they note there is no threat to the Prime Minister's safety or national security. For its part, RBC says it independently identified unauthorized system access, took immediate action to engage authorities, and El Hakim is no longer employed at the bank. The bank didn't answer CTV News questions about whether high-profile client accounts are given more protection than average Canadians.
It applies to all Canadians, so it just reminds everyone that, privacy and having system to prevent, fraudulent access to anyone's file is something that we should all be concerned about.
I'm not aware of those details, actually. Yeah, but that would worry me. Yeah.
The suspect has another court appearance here in Ottawa next week. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Ottawa's police chief is weighing in on Premier Ford's push for municipalities across the province to get rid of speed cameras. CTV's Kimberly Fowler joins us now with more. Kimberly.
Well, Patricia, in recent days and weeks, Doug Ford has called photo radar cameras a cash grab, saying there are better ways to slow down drivers. And he's also hinting that legislation is on the way. But police chiefs across the province have a different message. While the Premier is proposing replacing speed cameras with other traffic calming measures like speed bumps and flashing signs in school zones, the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police say the cameras work and help free up police resources. In an interview with CTV Ottawa today, Ottawa Police Chief Eric Stubbs said they're another important tool the Ottawa Police Service can use to help keep our roads safe.
We've seen cameras working here now for a number of years. I think we've all driven through them. I have as well too. And this is about changing behavior. And I can tell you, when I drive through an area where there's cameras, everyone's slowing down around me. And that's a good thing. That means that they're working.
There are currently 60 photo radar cameras installed across Ottawa, and so far this year, they've helped generated over $20 million in revenue for the city. And the plan is to put up another 24 cameras by the end of the year, but it's unclear if any upcoming provincial legislation could impact those plans. Now, many other municipalities across Ontario, like Ottawa, have been a proponent of speed cameras. And today, Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow says she will always support the automated speed enforcement program. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Kimberly Fowler live for us tonight. Thank you. Still ahead, the positive impact of Rowan's Law. Kids learning about brain injury awareness and the importance of speaking up. The legacy of one young Ottawa teen who felt she had to get back in the game. That story coming up. You can watch our full one-on-one interview with the police chief a little bit later in the show as we take a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. A beautiful evening in Ottawa tonight. 22 degrees out there right now. And once again, it is a beautiful evening in Westport as well, which is where our Jackie Perez is for us tonight. Jackie.
Thanks, Patricia. Yeah, we saw daytime temperatures about 24, 25, at least here in Westport. And with the humidity, at times it felt like 29. But as the sun sets here, it is getting a little bit cooler. So I do have my jacket on because the wind is picking up a little bit. But it isn't distracting from the beautiful view behind me. Taking a look at conditions all throughout eastern Ontario, temperatures are sitting between 21, 23 degrees. And with the humidity, things are feeling closer to the mid-20s. But if you pay attention to Kingston as well as Trenton, temperatures still are at 24 degrees, feeling more like 29. Meanwhile, Mont-Tremblant, 20 degrees with the humidity feeling more like 23. And as we look towards the next 24 hours, mainly cloudy skies for tonight and into the early overnight hours, we are likely to see some rain move through eastern Ontario. Likely a thunderstorm risk for here in Ottawa. at 7 a.m. and well into the noon hour. It should lighten up by the afternoon, but we are expecting more showers. It's going to be between 10 to 20 millimeters expected for not just here in Ottawa, but really for most parts of Eastern Ontario. So we are keeping a very close eye on this. We'll have these details and much more on your long-term forecast in a little bit. And of course, from wonderful Westport, Ontario, where we are talking all about sustainable growth. Those the details in just a bit.
While the city and province are requiring workers to return to the office full-time, the federal hybrid work policy is throwing a wrench in the government's plan to get rid of some of its real estate. While it wants to offload half of its office buildings, it turns out with public servants working in person at least 3 days a week, that may not be possible. CTV's Katie Griffin is here with more on this. Katie.
Well, Patricia, the government says that the original goal of a 50% reduction remains ambitious. It's still working towards it, but some wonder if it can be done at all.
The federal government's plan to sell off or lease half of its office space disrupted.
Not unsurprising to me, given what I know about the broader federal government. I'm lucky enough that my organization has done a really good job with in-office space. We haven't needed to sort of sit on the floors or fight for space.
The government had planned to offload 50% of its office portfolio by 2034, generating a savings of $3.9 billion over the next 10 years. It's now projecting it will get rid of about 33%.
It's a work in progress, but at this stage, we're still focused on the objective we've set ourselves to save significant sums of money by reducing office space.
Public Services and Procurement Canada says changes in hybrid work, the requirements for employees to be in the office at least 3 days a week, along with growth in the public service, means they need more office space.
We have been worried for months, if not years, that there hasn't been a clear accommodation strategy and that the math equation of the growth in the public service and the amount of office space and usable office space that the feds have don't align.
The Ottawa Board of Trade wants to see a workforce strategy that creates certainty for businesses while allowing unused office space to be utilized.
That will unlock the assets that need to go out to market that can hopefully be turned into affordable housing and placemaking, like cultural institutions, so that we can get more people downtown and make a vibrant downtown, which is really a downtown that's operating 24/7 and doesn't shut down at 5 p.m.
In a statement, the president of the Public Service Alliance of Canada says the irony would be comical if it weren't tragic. We've made it clear for years that remote work would save the government billions of dollars. Instead, they're firing thousands of workers and putting Canada's public services at risk.
Public Services and Procurement Canada says it's still working to hit the target by having federal departments and agencies share office space, speeding up the disposal of surplus assets, and reviewing space allocation and funding models. Patricia.
CTV's Katie Griffin live for us tonight. Thank you. Ottawa Police are investigating a third fire at a magic mushroom dispensary this month. Emergency crews were called to the Fun Guys store on Bank Street in Centretown around 4:20 in the morning. Police have deemed the fire suspicious, and the arson unit is now leading the investigation. The extent of the damage is not clear, but the door of the building is badly charred. On September 8th, there were fires at two magic mushroom shops, one in Little Italy, another in the Byward Market, in which case a car crashed into a shrooms location on Rideau Street and caught fire. Two people are facing charges after a drug trafficking investigation in western Quebec. Gatineau police officers executed a search warrant at a home in Val-des-Monts last week. They seized nearly 30 pounds of cannabis, THC, gummies, vapes, 2 long guns, a Dodge Ram truck, and $14,000 in cash. Police arrested a Belleville resident and a resident of Val-des-Monts. Ottawa Senators captain Brady Tkachuk is now a star both on the ice and the screen. He will be featured in the new Amazon Prime season of Inside the NHL. But fans who got to be part of an exclusive screening of the episode at the Lansdowne Cineplex Theatres this afternoon also got an incredible surprise when the captain himself showed up. CTV's Dylan Dyson also there and joins us live at the theatre with more. Dylan.
Yeah, that's right, Patricia. It was a surprise for fans in attendance of this screening. Brady Tkachuk making a surprise appearance at the Lansdowne Theatres here at Lansdowne. It's the Cineplex Theaters, and doing a Q&A ahead of the episode which previews his previous season and also takes a look into his personal life. Tkachuk and the Ottawa Senators were given their very own episode in the new season of Face Off inside the NHL on Prime Video. And it was quite the year for Brady and the Senators, who will be featured in episode 1 of the series. It will take fans behind the curtain on a season which saw Brady become a face in the NHL, lead his country at the Four Nations Face-Off, break the Ottawa Senators' playoff drought, and become a father.
That's so important to me. Is my wife and Ryder and even of course everybody knows my brother, sister, parents, just how close we are, and I think it's important to show that side because that's something that I care most about. People in that room.
As you heard there, the episode will also give a glimpse into Tkachuk's personal life with interviews from his brother Matthew Tkachuk and dad Keith. Sens fans in attendance today were the first viewers in Canada to take in the new season of the Inside the NHL series, with other screenings still to come in Halifax and Toronto. Tkachuk and the Senators episode will be one of 6 that will be featured on Prime Video starting on October 3rd. Patricia.
Looked very cool as he was coming down the aisle there at the theater. Dylan, thank you very much for this. Appreciate it.
In the 2 years after Rowan's Law was enacted, sports-related traumatic brain injuries decreased by almost 10%.
Well, coming up, the positive impact of Rowan's Law, our kids learning about brain injury awareness and the importance of speaking up, the legacy of one young Ottawa teenager who felt she had to get back in the game. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. I just want to give you a perspective of where we are today compared to where we were on Monday. That behind us across the opposite side is Spy Rock Lookout, and today we are on the Hilltop Park. And I want to talk to Johan Braun here very quickly. You are one of the landscapers responsible for the beautiful trees that are built here. Just tell me, what's so special about Westport that you see? You've been here for 5 years now.
Yes, so Westport really reminds me of Wakefield, Quebec. It's a small community right next to beautiful lakes, and it's a small story of it.
And you talked about just how artistic it is as well.
Yes. It reminds me of the artsy community that Wakefield is, where I grew up in.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And we're going to take a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, which is another gorgeous view where temperatures are sitting at 22 degrees.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the daily code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Well, our popular Team of the Week segment is back. If you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. When Ottawa teenager Rowan Stringer died after suffering multiple concussions back in 2013, her death sparked calls for change. Today, her legacy lives on through Rowan's Law, and there are signs it is making a difference. A new study shows a drop in sport-related brain injuries since the concussion safety legislation was introduced. CTV's Dave Charbonneau reports.
When I was playing rugby once, I should not have kept going because it hurt really badly and I knew I should stay out of the game.
Lucy Byrne and Kenzie Carrier know firsthand the risks of playing through a head injury.
I was tackled onto the ground, and then as I was getting up, my player was running over me. She kicked me right in the head, and I completely just fell down to the ground. I ended up diving for a ball, and I hit my head on the ground when I dove for the ball. So it was not a fun experience to have, so headaches after.
The third Wednesday of September is Rowan's Law Day, helping bring awareness to concussions in sport. It's named in honor of Rowan Stringer, an Ottawa teen who died in 2013 while trying to play through a concussion. The law mandates sports organizations to follow strict guidelines to identify injuries and to protect athletes.
Oftentimes, athletes try and push themselves to the limits, and as you can see in Rowan's case, it didn't end well, and we really want to eliminate that risk.
Wednesday, grade 12 students at St. Peter Catholic School helped spread that awareness to some of the younger students.
Our whole purpose is spreading the awareness of head safety and concussion awareness and the severity of injuries to the head, and trying to keep that dialogue of communicating with health professionals, your parents, your teachers, your coach.
A new report shows Rowan's Law has made a difference. Sports-related traumatic injuries have dropped by nearly 10%.
These injuries are life-altering, and they're very, very challenging, not for the people, just the people themselves, but the families.
When in doubt, sit them out.
The message from Rugby Ontario is clear, and now coaches, officials, and even spectators have the tools to help.
So anytime that there is a suspected head injury or concussion within the field of play, whether that be in the match or in a training environment, officials around the game, coaches, parents, spectators are now equipped with the knowledge and the resources to be able to trigger a blue card, which will ultimately remove that player from play.
For Kenzie Carrier, she's glad the rules are in place.
They ended up sort of testing me and testing my memory, testing my balance, dizziness, all of that. And then I had to sit off for the rest of the practice.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Well, another beautiful day in the capital during this first official week of fall. The sun shining and the sunflowers still in bloom over at Kin Vineyards in Carp. The leaves definitely starting to change color. Some wine hidden by all of those leaves somewhere over there as well. Just beautiful here in September as we get our first full look at the forecast, and back out to Jackie in Westport tonight. Jackie.
Yeah, thanks so much, Patricia. You said it yourself, the beautiful fall colors. You can't help but notice it behind me as well. So fall did come a little early here, but we're not complaining because we are still getting those summer-like conditions. Taking a look at the temperatures in Ottawa, it is currently 22, but we did see a daytime high of 24 and a little bit of humidity as well, seeing temperatures or feeling more like 26, 27. Note, though, that today is the last day we'll have more than 12 hours of sunlight, about 12 hours in 3 minutes. We won't see more than 12 hours again until, get this, March 17th. So that's when we'll have 12 hours and 1 second of daylight. So fall is definitely here. Overnight temperatures 16 degrees, so still warm for the overnight. There is a chance of showers and perhaps a risk of thunderstorm in the early hours of our Thursday, where the rain and potential risk of thunderstorm could continue into most of the day. 19 the daytime high. We're anticipating 10 to 20 millimeters of rain as well. We're keeping a very close eye on this as the storm moves its way through eastern Ontario. So take a look at this. It won't likely clear until Thursday evening. Taking a look at tonight's lows throughout eastern Ontario, temperatures sitting in the mid-teens between 15 and 17 degrees. Along the Seaway, if you see Trenton, I should say, there is a risk of some thunderstorm in the early or in the overnight hours. But for the most part, we are anticipating a mix of sun or a mix of clouds as well for the overnight. For tomorrow's highs, though, daytime high about 20 degrees, 19 to 21 across eastern Ontario. Really along the Seaway is where a lot of the rain is going to be concentrated, the heavy part of the rain. So we are keeping a close eye on this. Comparing to across the country now, 17 degrees for Halifax and Fredericton. Really cool conditions coming down for Quebec, as well as parts of Ontario, where temperatures are between 19 and 20 right now. It's over in the prairies that we are seeing a little bit of a late summer heat wave, more so than we are. 29 in Regina, which is probably the hot spot for here in Canada. 18 degrees in Vancouver. And as you look towards the next few days, yeah, the rain's going to push through, but Friday and really moving into Saturday, it's going to start to clear up, and where we are in for a weekend of wonderful sunshine. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Center. Celebrating over 80 years in family business. You can see 20 degrees for Thursday, 23 for our Friday, with still a chance of some slight showers moving through. But then Saturday, really for all of the early part of next week, we are expecting nothing but sunshine. Sunday will be the most ideal day, where 26 is the daytime high. And then as we get to midweek, though, the overnight lows are going to start to get back down to the freezing mark. So, Patricia, yes, we are in for some rain for the next few days, but I can't wait until Saturday and Sunday when the sun will be shining and we could go out and enjoy a patio.
Absolutely. Never a bad thing, Jackie. Thank you. Well, coming up, we'll share the results of a new poll showing how many Ontario residents support eliminating school board trustees. Well, now some stories you need to know right now. A new poll shows Ontario residents are split on whether the province should eliminate school board trustees. The provincial education minister has floated the idea amid a review of the governance of school boards across the province. Abacus data surveyed 2,000 Ontario residents. 33% said they would support getting rid of elected trustees, while 36% were opposed. About a quarter of respondents were unsure. Well, Health Canada is joining the list of agencies pushing back against President Trump's claims that link Tylenol to autism. Health Canada says there is no conclusive evidence that using acetaminophen during pregnancy causes autism. Acetaminophen is the active ingredient in Tylenol. It's recommended to treat pain or fever in pregnant women. Health Canada says it has been safely used by millions for decades, including during pregnancy. The European Medicines Agency and World Health Organization have also disputed Trump's claims, which he cited without evidence.
You understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
Late night host Jimmy Kimmel returned to television last night after his suspension. Kimmel became emotional while discussing his comments about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Those comments led to ABC pulling his show off the air last week. In his monologue, he also discussed free speech in the United States.
Unopposed, the Wrangler shoots, pad saver, come on, rebound, score, that's settling.
Well, a preseason Battle of Ontario played out in Toronto last night. It was the second matchup between the provincial rivals since Sunday. Ottawa lost that first game, but came back to claim victory in OT last night. The final 3-2 for the Sens.
To right center field, a long run for Lucas, and it's by him and off the wall.
Well, the Toronto Blue Jays' lead in the American League East is down to only one game over the New York Yankees. Boston grabbed a 4-1 lead over the Jays in the sixth inning last night, and that would end up being the final score. Toronto's magic number to clinch the East is 4. Any combination of Toronto wins and Yankee losses totaling 4 would mean a division title. The Jays and Sox play again tonight. We want to go back out to Jackie now in Westport, where I think a few people maybe are thinking about, this looks like a pretty nice place to consider when home hunting. Just a gorgeous community.
That's right, Patricia. I mean, when we were told that you guys are going to head to Westport, Ontario, where nature meets neighbor. And they also mentioned Stephen Ralston here. You are the founder of Watercolor Westport. You talk about just not just Westport, but this community is all about calm, relaxing, and peace. I don't think this view can get any better or describe these terms at all.
When you hear trumpeter swans fly by or wild geese and osprey and bald eagles, like this is a dream come true for anyone who wants to have their home and their cottage in one.
I love that when we talk about just the downtown community and how close it is, it's like less than a 15-minute walk right to the downtown core. Just talking about the neighbor and the nature and the community connection. Can you speak on that?
I can. It's all about sustainable growth, and we just want to welcome 2 families a month here to this beautiful community that has been so welcoming to so many of the residents, and they're very happy. The shopkeepers have sustainable winter business.
Yes, and this is typically over the last 200 years, it's been a summer community, but off-season, you were talking to me about this. The community maybe 5 years ago was maybe 600-700 people, and now with this up-and-coming community behind us, the Watercolor community, it has grown to about 1,000.
And we're not sure quite what the number is, but in the summer, there's up to 10,000 people get their groceries every week at the grocer. And at the pharmacy as well. So they get their supplies there as well. And so we think this modest little town punches way above its weight with its goods and services.
And not just its goods and services, but also its scenic views. I mean, the Westport Harbor, I had a chance to walk along. The other day, we were at the Spy Rock Lookout Point. Today, we're on Hilltop Park. Just talk about the connection to water, to greenery, to just the space.
And that's the whole premise of this neighborhood is we're up here on Hilltop Park that opens on Saturday. Johan, our tree planter, was here. Johan Braun, Capital Landscaping. He's been with us 35 years, and we have a lot of next generation businesses that have been with us all this time. And we just love building sustainable homes in a sustainable, walkable community. So all our homes are set to be powered by the sun.
I love to hear that, and thank you so much. Actually, tomorrow we will be hanging out in Westport, where we will be on one of the homes that are just beyond us, and we will have a closer look at that in a little bit. But thank you so much, Stephen, for hanging out with me today. And Patricia, we're going to take it back to you in studio for now.
All right, good stuff, Jackie. Thank you.
We're one of the last agencies, larger agencies, to get body-worn cameras, but everyone else has learned, has developed policies and processes. We don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Well, coming up, we speak one-on-one with Ottawa's Police Chief, Eric Stubbs, to discuss everything from photo radar cameras to the plan to equip some officers with body-worn cameras this fall.
Get the latest live, local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, taking a closer look now at one of our top stories, it appears the Ford government is ready to force municipalities to get rid of speed cameras. In recent weeks, the Premier has called the cameras a cash grab, saying they are better ways to slow down drivers. The provincial transportation minister previously indicated that legislation would be tabled this fall. But the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police says the cameras work and that they help to free up police resources. Joining us now to discuss this and other issues is Ottawa Police Chief Eric Stubbs. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure, Patricia.
So do photo radar cameras work? Do they make our roads safer?
You know, there's so many different things that make a road safer. You know, the City of Ottawa has a lot of different initiatives that they roll out, traffic calming devices. Obviously, you know, the police, we have our enforcement arm. And then they have the speed cameras. And, you know, I think as many, you know, options, as many tools that we can use to help keep our roads safer, I think is good. And we've seen cameras working here now for a number of years. I think we've all driven through them. I have as well too. And this is about changing behavior. And I can tell you, when I drive through an area where there's cameras, everyone's slowing down around me. And that's a good thing. That means that they're working. So in a budget crunch, if you're going to replace some of that with some of the enforcement that you have traditionally done, that's going to cost you more dollars at a tough time. Well, you know what? I've spent the summer visiting with most all the councillors across the city in their wards, trying to find, you know, just get a good understanding about what is going on in their wards and what their priorities and concerns are. Just about all of them mentioned traffic safety, and this is in addition to, you know, the cameras that are in place and the traffic calming options that are there too. They want to see us more in their communities in terms of, because these cameras are only in so many areas, but they want to see us in terms of, you know, the stop signs, distracted driving, speeding, stunting, which is a real culture here in Ottawa as well too. So we have our work cut out for us for the traffic enforcement, and it's our goal to increase the number of officers that are doing traffic enforcement full time. So it's something that, as I mentioned, you know, the cameras, our enforcement, all the tools that are out there to make the roads safer is ideal.
All right, I want to talk to you about body cameras as well. This has been a long time coming, this new pilot project, which you have said will make your service more transparent, more accountable. I'm wondering, for a public who's grown very used to seeing these body camera videos from south of the border, how much of this will we actually see? What will the access be for the public to that body camera video?
Yeah, well, it is interesting when you compare sort of the privacy issues or the way it works in the U.S. is very, something happens at noon, could be an officer-involved shooting, whatever it might be. It's on the 6 o'clock news that day, the body-worn camera. It's very, very different than here. Obviously, depending on what processes might be in play with that particular camera or that what it's capturing, if there's a criminal code charges that are resulting, so there's pending court. If it is a special investigation unit, an SIU file, all these things have to be considered. But certainly we know that the public will want to see and want to view some of what gets collected. The good news is that we're one of the last, the bad news is we're one of the last agencies, larger agencies, to get body-worn cameras, but everyone else has learned, has developed policies and processes. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, and we'll be able to adopt a number of processes that are out there, and part of that is ensuring that at certain times people can access that video.
Just before we let you go, can we talk shrooms for a moment and these mushroom stores that have popped up around Ottawa? Another fire at one of them today. What is the Ottawa Police Service approach to dealing with these stores that, you know, are pretty controversial?
Yeah, it is a real issue. Obviously, you know, there is a conflict that has surfaced, and these arsons that have occurred are concerning. We have a number of resources that are dedicated to investigating these arsons. In regards to, you know, what we're doing aside from those specific fires, you know, we have shut down a number of illegal mushroom shops as well as illegal cannabis shops here in Ottawa. I think, you know, I haven't got the latest number. I think it's approaching 20. So we'll continue to do that. Unfortunately, a lot of these shops will execute a warrant, will seize product, will charge and arrest people, and they're up and running very quickly soon after. So it's a bit difficult, but we'll continue that work.
All right, Chief Stubbs, thank you very much. Appreciate your time today.
Anytime.
And we have extended coverage of our interview with the police chief, including his comments on photo radar cameras. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca.
I'll take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world.
Well, just ahead, we meet our Myers Team of the Week. We'll be joined by the Special Olympics Ottawa rowing team. Well, it is time to meet our Myers Team of the Week. Teams are invited to send us a video to describe why their group is the greatest. Tonight, we're joined by the Special Olympics Ottawa rowing team.
I'll take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world.
I love this music. This looks like so much fun. These players all part of the first Special Olympics rowing program in Canada. They train together twice a week on the Ottawa River from the moment the ice melts in the spring until it freezes over again in the fall. The program now in its third year and plays a big part in making rowing more accessible and creating opportunities for athletes with intellectual disabilities. And we're very happy to have these rowers in studio, athletes and coaches. Thank you all for being here. Willem, that looks like a blast out there on the water.
Yeah.
Do you love it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys have been training hard because you have a big regatta coming up this weekend, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happens at the regatta?
Yes, the races.
Yeah. Everyone working hard for the races. And are you going to maybe win a medal out there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that a guarantee?
Yeah.
I love it. Richard is over here as well. What do you love about getting out on the water?
On Sunday is the race.
Yeah. And you guys have been training hard on the water to be ready for it?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is so amazing about getting out there and competing and rowing? It's exhausting, right? But do you still love it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Okay, I've done a rowing machine at the gym. Would it be more fun on the water, do you think, than doing the machine at the gym?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think I want to try it. This looks great, all of these pictures of you guys out there. And it's wonderful that this is an opportunity here in Ottawa to make this sport more accessible for everyone. And Marley, you guys are about to get $1,000. You coach this team, and there's one thing you want to do with the money, right, to help everyone have that look when you're out there.
Yeah, definitely. So when we row, we have to wear our life jackets, and it covers up our uniform. So we're super excited that for our race this weekend, we're going to have our nice red matching life jackets with our custom logo on the back and everything. So we'll have the uniform whether we have the life jackets on or not. It'll be awesome. Life jackets. Life jackets, yeah.
Okay, cool. You have all competed in a regatta before?
Yeah, last year was our first race, and so we're excited to be back this year. And we have 3 boats entered in the race, too.
All right, love it. Well, we have to get you that check. John from Myers is here to give you that $1,000 so you can get those life jackets and that uniform. Come on in. Why are you happy to be donating this money to this wonderful group?
Oh, just everything they stand for, the accessibility, the inclusivity that this team represents, and the trailblazers that you are, being the first group like this in Canada. And hopefully it prompts more clubs across the country to do the same thing. So we couldn't be happier to be involved with this. And congratulations, guys, and keep up the great work.
Love that. I hope it goes so well for you all on Sunday. Thank you so much for being here. And if you out there want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvottawa.ca. Well, coming up, the list of chart-topping choices for baby names in Canada is out. We'll tell you which names were most popular and the name that could be making a run for the top. Jackie.
Westport, thanks, Patricia. Well, Westport has an old railway town. Such a rich history combining nature and neighbor. Check out the fall foliage, but we want to zone in on this model home in the watercolor Westport community. Stephen Rolson, you are the founder. Just talk to us about what's happening this Saturday.
Well, we have our grand opening of Phase 3, and we have a kids petting zoo from 10 to noon. We have a solar explanation presentation coming, and we have lunch vouchers for anyone who comes out. We have 500 of them for $50 each to dine at one of the 6 dining restaurant establishments in the village, as well as the winery. You can walk to the winery.
Well, thank you so much. How about that grand opening? And you can check out the model home this weekend. Details after the break. But for now, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, showcasing Majors Hill Park, where soon you will see much more orange and red bursting through the trees. Current temperature, 22 degrees.
Tomorrow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, celebrating the 40th anniversary of an iconic Canadian TV show, we meet the creator of the Raccoons. Wake up the right way with Your Morning Ottawa starting at 6 a.m.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
We're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
The city is moving ahead with requiring municipal staff in the office 5 days a week with some flexibility for hybrid arrangements.
We have been worried for months, if not years, that there hasn't been a clear accommodation strategy.
Well, the hybrid work rules for federal public servants throwing a wrench in the federal government's plan to offload half of its office buildings.
It just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve, privacy.
A now former Ottawa RBC employee is facing charges for allegedly accessing Prime Minister Mark Carney's bank account without authorization. We want to get a final check on the forecast. Back out to beautiful Westport. Jackie?
Thanks so much. Yes, the sun is slowly coming down. I believe it's going to be setting in the next minute or two. Those are the breaks when it is fall, but we are loving the view here from the Hilltop Park. Tomorrow's conditions, we are looking at 16 degrees, and yes, we will likely see rain moving through. So make sure you bring your umbrella, make sure you have your rain boots and your rain gear, because throughout the day, we are anticipating 10 to 20 millimeters of rain by the end of our Thursday. Friday, we could likely see some light showers moving through as well, but it is expected to clear out by Friday evening, where we are in for sunshine for a very long stretch. Temperatures sitting between 23, 24 degrees, but our Sunday will be a high of 26. So really marking that day to get out and about, really enjoying the last few days of September. Patricia.
After work, based on where the most sunshine would be, and there's no sunshine when we're done work, but June will come around again. Thanks very much for this, Jackie. We want to check in now and see what our news team is working on for tonight. Kimberly is here for the 11:30.
Tricia will be checking out any breaking news, of course, and we'll also be heading to the Glebe for an open house. Starting in a few minutes, city staff will present their recommendations from the Bank Street Active Transportation and Transit Study. It's to improve the reliability and travel times and conditions for walking and cycling between the 417 and the Canal Bridge. The public is encouraged to send their feedback before the proposal is presented to the city's Transportation Committee, and that'll be later this fall. And you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca, and join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
All right, will do. And finally for us tonight, the list of the most popular baby names in Canada is out. A couple of very familiar choices dominating the charts. Yes, for the 9th year running. Come on. Olivia is the most popular name for girls. That was my dream name when I was a kid. Yeah, did you have one of those names that you'd pretend?
Mine was Jessica.
Jessica. My
There are a
daughter's
lot of
name.
Jessicas.
That's a good choice. Noah tops the list for boys for the 4th straight year. Runners up were Liam and Charlotte. However, this is interesting. Sophia, I don't know if they need to change the rules, is in there with both the PH and the F. It came in separately in 5th and 6th spots. So if you put the Sophias together, it's actually the most popular name. It would topple Olivia's reign as #1. You can see that full list at CTV News Ottawa.ca if you are interested. I loved Olivia because of Olivia Newton-John.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to be
That was
her.
a great Olivia.
Yeah,
Oh,
knew
my
every word to the Grease soundtrack.
Yes, and getting physical.
I can see you as a Jessica.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ask me why. That's our show for this September 24th. We want to say goodbye to our wonderful team of the week and wish them the best of luck in the regatta out there on the Rideau on Sunday. You guys are going to do amazing. Thanks so much for being here.